Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Game Ball Podcast stream. I'm your host, Mark. We're here with the News Hour. It is March 9th. Already 2 weeks into March. It's kind of crazy. But this year just keeps moving on. Games are going to start coming out. I think we have like Atomfall coming out next week or something. That'll be on the Should I Stream It Friday segment. But yeah, video games are happening again. I think I only have like one game to add. Just a couple things on the what I've been playing outside of the stuff I've streamed. So let's just get started with that. So starting off with Adventure Island, we are at the end game essentially. It's the last two levels, obviously 8-3 and 8-4. I found out because I had heard rumors that one of the levels was really hard, and I thought we'd already passed it. Because there was a really hard jumping puzzle that I had to do at one point, and I passed it. But nope, we are currently save stated right at the hardest portion of the game. It's literally the hardest jump in the game, and probably lives up there in infamy when I've seen on the internet as, up there with Battletoads, the Turtles bomb thing, just any of the things you think of the notorious sections of games. Apparently this Adventure Island level is up there, but since Adventure Island's not as popular of a game, it's not regurgitated as much. That's where we are. I have a good bit to get us in the headspace for that. We'll see how it goes. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So my main issue with the game, is that this tough jump, fine. Like, this is what platformers are supposed to be. You're supposed to give challenges. And I've never really been upset at any of the challenges in Adventure Island. The thing that has been pissing me off about Adventure Island is that at certain points when it wants to up the difficulty, it just throws shit at you. It, like, no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, there's probably a thing where if you time it right, you can get through without destroying an enemy or something, like some weird timing mechanism with the jumping. If you like, Taz, like, have a computer figure it out, the exact pixels to jump for. They just start throwing enemies at you, and then they start throwing unfair, like, pixel jumps and like single ones, and the worst ones are, it's not even like this 8-3 one is fine. It's a challenge. It's the end of the game. It's a perfectly normal challenge. I wish the bats weren't there, or at least the third bat. The first two are a challenge enough. The third one's virtually impossible. Hopefully it's not one of those virtually impossible with an emulator things, because then I'd have to figure out how to skip. Maybe make myself invincible or something. But we'll see. We'll try it for one stream and see if I get past it. But yeah, it's just, I wish the rest of the game, like, for example, when you do the ocean levels with like the clouds and the islands and all that, the way they made those harder was they just threw more octopi and tunas. I think we decided they were tunas, Tom, at you, rather than making the jumps any more difficult. They just went, oh, we're going to have the same type of jumps that you did for the first 7 areas, but we're just going to throw like 3 times as many octopi at you. Let's see how you deal with it. And then the other thing, on the other type of level, the one that seems like you're going up a mountain or not, like, there's like 5 types of levels. This is the one that's like got the gray background to it. Their big thing is they have a long stretch between, it's usually between 2.5 and 4 on the sections, where there's no fruit, and you have to make it through before your little energy thing ticks down, or ticks down if you're looking at it that way. And the worst was in the 8-2, I think it was 8-2 was this one, is that there was a pixel perfect jump where if you hit the egg, you got that power up that eats away at your stamina unless if you keep getting fruit. So it was almost, it was very, very awful. And if you time, like, and then just giving you milk when at times when you don't need it. It just got unfair. It's why it's probably not seen as one of the best platformers out there, despite it being just like any other platformer of the era. Excuse me, these yawns are why I don't usually do this after 10 p.m. like I'm doing tonight. But let's see if we get through it. We only got 2 more levels to go, and then I can check box this in my book, and then me and Tom will brainstorm what to do. I may, for the, what would it be? The 17th? Yeah, for St. Patty's Day, we might do something special. Rather than just do the next game. I'll figure something out. Maybe we do a Link to the Past where I'm a leprechaun or something. I don't know. A Link to the Past randomizer for a stream. But yeah. But hopefully we finish it next week. That is the goal. I will have an hour to get through 2 levels. Well, literally 1 jumping puzzle and a level. Because that's literally the end of the stage, is that jumping puzzle. They're not puzzle, jumping challenge? I guess challenge would be section, jumping section, whatever. So we'll get through that. And then our other stream, we're doing Avowed. I love this game so far. I'm going Wizard, because for some reason I do love spells and being a little bit more of a rangy person. I don't think arrows, really bow and arrows do help me a lot here. I should probably, it's one of the reasons why I probably put down a lot of the Soulsborne games, or the Souls games. Bloodborne I played about 2/3 of the way through, and then it was just a skill up, and I know I don't have the skill. It would take me practice, like with the platformers, to get there, and just don't have the time to do it. But with the Souls games, I like to do magic. And it's probably a bad thing for somebody that's not really good at the Souls games to go ahead and try and do a magic build. But I love the magic in those games, and having like a one-handed weapon in case if somebody gets close, and then having my wand in my left hand to shoot off the spells, I love it. But again, I've never finished any of those games, so maybe there's a reason. Maybe I should do Sword and Shield. But I'm not really a great block parry person anyway. I'm a dodge out of the way kind of guy. That's why Bloodborne was fucking great. And I got the furthest in that one. But yeah, so anyway, Avowed. We've been doing a lot of side quests and bounties in the last 2 streams, which was Friday and Sunday. Because as you remember, the Should I Stream It games, I will just play it as I would normally play it. This may include some dumb like 11 p.m. streams. On days before I have an off day, like if there's a Friday holiday or something, like, and that's not just for this game, for any of the games from the Should I Stream It library, I will just pop up and play it when I play it, because I want to do that. I want to play new games, but I want to play them with you, but they will be played on how I play them, essentially. So, you know. That's why we've gotten 2 streams in. I wanted to do 3, but we had to help Night Duck move, and then I had my twin cousin's birthday party, their 11th birthday, which is amazing. But yeah, so I wasn't able to play more than I wanted to, but I'm really enjoying. There's a thing that I just found out at the camps. I think it was on Sunday, the one we did right before this, that there's great interaction between Kai and Marius. I believe it's Marius, the dwarf that's with you, and Garrus, essentially, the voice actor of Garrus, voice acts Kai. And they just have their own banter, their own interaction while I'm at camp going around, upgrading my weapons. They're talking about something, they have a history that I'm not involved with, and I think that is great. That is great when NPCs have that kind of history, and just randomly bring up stories while we're sitting around in camps like this. It's a little bit Baldur's Gatey, but But yeah, it's fun. I love that part. The world is freaking beautiful. It makes me wish I was playing on PC just to see if my graphics card could do better than the Xbox. But I think that would be a bitch to stream. Um, because I have some issues already every so often with the next game we're going to talk about. Streaming that off PC on here. And that might just be the game. To be honest, that game is a port of a game that's really old. So it might just be the game that's giving me issues. But yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying Avowed. And we will finish it at some point this year. The only reason why I say that is because if another game comes that I want to play, we'll do what I do, where I go back and forth between games. I know for sure Clay Obscura Expedition 33 is very much going to be a game I'm going to play. I have to decide if we play it on here. I think if I'm going to play it, I'm going to stream it. Because if I decide to do it off stream, that means I'm not going to stream the other games that I am streaming for you. So, yeah, that's going to be ready for like 6 days a week streaming. Once Clay Obscura comes out. So, and some really long Saturday and Sunday streams. So, yeah, that's where we are with Avowed. I'm having a good time. I'm not even out of Dawn Sure yet. I got one more side quest, which is like a going around finding thing. There's like treasure stuff, but if maybe we can come back. I don't really need to do the treasure stuff in the first area for items. And then we'll continue the story. I've leveled up. I got level 2 fine equipment. I got a fine armor, which is the second level. It's a common fine. I don't know what they're calling the other level. I got a couple unique items. Got a bunch of unique weapons. I finally got named weapons. I got like 6 of them. So maybe I'll have a backup. Right now I have like a sword. A special sword I got. Backup. Thing in case I run out of magic. I might switch to a pistol for that. But we'll see. We'll get through it and check it out. And the other game I played, Trails in the Sky. God, if I could, this game made me very much jealous. And we can always do this. There's no one stopping me. I don't have a boss. Tom's not the boss of me. That the Trails in the Sky second chapter makes me jealous of the people that are able to like stream one game for like multiple days and just finish it. Yeah, the instead of doing these regularly scheduled things like we do with different games and variety streaming. Every time I play Trails in the Sky, it makes me jealous of those people. I mean, I could do this, but I think it's the anticipation, and it's a good thing to have a schedule that people know and stuff like that. We may or may not. I'm debating whether to switch to that eventually once we finish Trails and, maybe just having 1 or 2 games that we play every day. Not every day, but like sort of the days instead of having these set days, just so we can get through a game so that we're not all jumping around and maybe splitting our audience and things like that. Those thoughts come to my head every time I play Trails because I just want to keep playing Trails. Trails is so good. If you are a fan of turn-based RPGs, I say it every week to you guys, you have to play the Trails games. They are well written for that genre. Obviously, these aren't Academy Award or Emmy Award winning things, but for the genre, they are the storylines and the way they don't make it so obvious, what they're doing. Like for example, I'm just not going to spoil things. I mean, the videos are up on the website, or if you want to play the games on your own, they're on Steam. Even Game Vault Cat wants to talk about Trails. So at the end of this one quest, we get to the bottom and we run into our first of the like main enemies, the main bad guys in the game, of the bad guy group that we're going to be basically fighting and probably maybe dethroning. I know there's a third game after this, so I don't know. We thought we got rid of them last time, but they're still here. So we met one of the people there, and you thought it was going to be like it with all RPGs. You go through the first chapter, you do a whole bunch of things, you get to the bottom, you meet the guy, you fight the guy, you kill the guy, you get the information, and then you move on to like checkbox. Next bad guy. But in this, he sets something up as an ambush, you fight that, and then he basically just goes, well, I've had my fun. Peace off, fuckers. And just leaves. And takes the MacGuffin with him. And I'm like, that is great. Because it makes me not know when I'm actually going to take these guys out. And it makes them much more formidable as a group, that they're just like, you know what? No, I don't need to fight you. Why do I need to fight you? I'm out of here. Bang, teleport. You know, and it's amazing. And the writing for that character is great. And then we got saved by an unlikely person, from him killing us. And, yeah, it's just really well done. I really love the battle system. I'm starting to remember the strategies, of how to set things up and go ahead and do all that. So, thumbs up. I love this. I'm so close to just rolling into the third one right after we're done this, rather than having a game in between. We'll see if something comes out that I want to do, or we come up with an idea. You know, maybe I get Thousand Year Door, or you know, something like that, a Paper Mario or something that we do. I'm in between, but for now, sorry, Game Ball Cat, for those of you watching on video, is trying to chew my iPhone wire, so I had to stop that. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see what happens. We might have like a slight palate cleanser, like I said, like a Paper Mario or something like that. That's not really that long. You know, we'll find something. But either way, I want to just, the next big long game has to be the third game of this. I'll just make Saturday Night's Trails Saturday, and we'll just go through the entire thing all the way through Cold Steel. I don't give a shit. But yeah, the game is awesome. I love Estelle as a character. I can't wait. We're going to do a stream when the Friday stream when Trails in the Sky First Chapter, the remake, comes out with voice acting. We are 100%. It's a mark guarantee, 100%, whether I have to put myself in debt, we are going to buy that game and play it on a Friday and just see what the voice acting is. 100%. Comes out in like July or something. I'm saying it now. Write it down. March 9th, 2025. We're doing that on a Friday. The week it comes out. Thank you. Yeah, I just fell in love with this series so much. The characters are great. It's great for streaming. I don't know if I would have gotten as much into it without having the interactions with like Jen in the first game, and then, you know, when Goat pops in and everyone else for this one, because it's just so much fun playing with you guys. So Trails has been amazing. I can't wait to play it more. I highly recommend it for everyone out there. And really, the only game I've been playing off stream is while I've been video editing. I've had a small little window up on my screen, just playing through Balatro. And basically what I'm trying to do is so the game has antes, which are different colored chips. And I'm trying to get through all of the colored chip antes on this one deck, the checkered deck, which is the one that's only hearts and spades. You get 26 of each in there. And I'm trying to beat all the antes with that, because if I clear all of them, I get all of the decks. And then the next step would be beating at least one chip with every deck in the hand, and then go back and try and get, every ante with every deck at some point. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll peter out of excitement for the game, but I'm still in. I can't get past ante 6 because it's a ridiculous ramp in terms of scoring, and I'm just trying to figure out the meta in terms of giving myself, good enough scores to make it past that point. But yeah, still playing through that. I am glad that I made that my game of the year. That game is so good. So that's mainly what I've been playing. And now the news. We have the biggest news of the week. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 Remastered was finally revealed after weeks and weeks of rumors and stuff like that. Hello, Night Duck. How you doing? We finally got the reveal. It is going to be Game Pass. It's July 11th. I know definitely this is a Tom special. I'm going to probably download it and play it, because here's the thing. I never played the Tony Hawk's 3 growing up. I think I played a little bit of 3 at a friend's house. The worst kept secret, right, Tom? At a friend's house who had it, but I was never really very good at it. We played one of them for Retro Roulette as part of that, and I was okay at it, but I was just basically found basic things that got me points, and we just do that. But I want to get, maybe dig in a little deeper on this. I'm probably not going to stream it. It's probably going to be side stuff. Like, I'm going to include Tony Hawk in, like, the sports thing, where, like I said, sports games are going to be off-stream games for me. I'm not going to bore you guys with it. But, yeah, I want to get into this and then try and get decent at it. I'm probably not going to be very good at it, because the reflexes probably aren't there that you need from when you're younger. But, yeah, very, very good that this is coming out. A lot of the old soundtrack is there. The only thing that is not in here that they've confirmed is that they will not have Bam Margera in the game, which at the time when 3 and 4 came out, he was a prominent skater at the time, jackass, all that going on. But, things have been kind of crazy, to say the least, for Bam. So maybe it's a good thing they kept them out. But yeah, so if you were looking to have the same roster as 3 and 4, you were out of luck, because for sure Bam will not be there. There'll probably be other people not there as well. But at least they got a lot of the licensing back for the music. As you can see here, like Ace of Spades is on there. And the funny thing is, even though there's no Bam, 96 Quite Bitter Beings by CKY is in here. So it's just funny. Just the whole connection to that. So July 11th, it's coming out for everything, but it will be on Game Pass. So if you don't feel like purchasing it, you can get it there. But if you want to play the demo now, if you want to have your hands on some level from Tony Hawk 3 and 4, you can pre-order the game now and you will get the demo. So, feel free for any of you guys out there and end up being the best people in the world at that level by the time we all get our hands on it. But for those of us that don't have all that money to spend, July 11th, Game Pass, free. So, well, you pay for Game Pass, but theoretically free. So moving on. Next up, Neil Druckmann, being a theft of joy, let us all know that don't bet on there being a Last of Us Part 3. As you know, in the video game and entertainment industry, this is all subject to change, and wrestling too, for that matter. Um, the the what's it called, the things going on with the show, how popular the show is, might dictate a 3. How well received Intergalactic is, which Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, is what they're working on now. Um, so I feel like, I think I was discussing this with Tom. I feel like what might happen is very much what happened with Uncharted, where, you know, Last of Us comes out in the middle of Uncharted's run, and they end up doing 4 as a final one. I could see them doing 3 as a final one, just to end it, and maybe do a couple spin-offs or stuff like that. But yeah, it all comes down to the TV show and Intergalactic. If both of them crash and burn, then they might try to make some money by making a 3. But yeah, so for those of you out there that was hoping for a Last of Us Part 3, I don't know largely where they would go with the story. For those of you that finished 2, the only one of the 2 stories that was intriguing is Abby, because her and Lev end up getting to Catalina Island, I believe. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. So seeing where they go from there might be interesting. Ellie's story seems done by the time you finish 2, so we'll see. But I don't think we're not probably going to see it in this decade. It could very well be a late, early 2030 type game, like 5-6 years away, at least. So, because they're not even thinking about developing it, and those games take about 5 years anyway from inception to finished product. So, yeah, we're probably looking at, because what was it, 2013 to 2020 was between 1 and 2. Yeah, we're not seeing that game till 2030 if they even make it. So, theft of joy, Neil Druckmann, not giving us what we want. Next up, the Death Stranding 2 trailer. So, I was able to watch this, and I think I described it to Tom as, this trailer is batshit, but I am so excited. Like, I'm gonna watch it again and record a video because I need to talk about it to people, but I don't want to talk about it in a stream where the video will be, bounce, where I'll be stopping for chat and doing all that. I want to go back and forth and just get my thoughts out of this brain out so that other people can hear it. And then you guys can discuss in the chats and all that, and we can discuss on other streams about what we've seen. But it's a 10-minute trailer. So we're probably going to watch it through once, with me just commenting on little things I see, and then we'll probably scrub a lot. I'm assuming it'll be probably anywhere from a 15 to 30-minute video, depending on how much I like to chat along. But Death Stranding 2 on the beach announced its release date of June 26th, 2025. Again, you can get it early if you buy the expensive package. The most notable things from it, again, I'll go into this deeper on the actual video that'll be exclusive to YouTube, is that we find out there's like a whole nother maybe main character. I don't know if you play as him or just a brand new character. That's the guy you see if you're watching the video. That is in the upper right-hand corner there. And they are not lying in this headline that there are a lot of Metal Gear vibes in here. Like shady government, giant robot things, maybe. I think the Metal Gear? Yeah, I think the tar monsters Voltron themselves at one point. We'll see it when we watch the trailer. Go watch the trailer too if you haven't yet. It's kind of insane. And then at one point, I think they join their ship onto a tar monster to fight it as a kaiju. I don't. Like I said, it's bad shit. It needs to be seen, but yeah, we'll be talking deeper into that. But um, this just shows that our streaming schedule is going to be crazy because unless I finish Avowed, there could be an opportunity that in late June, early July. Good thing is I'm gonna have days off for my birthday and July 4th. To jump into this bullshit, but there's a good chance that we could have Avowed, Claire Obscura, Expedition 13, and Death Stranding all in some part of a playthrough at the same time. So, yeah, might be some changes to how we stream things here coming up if those things all back up. But we'll keep you noted on that. But I will play this with you guys. Now, depending on how good of a stream game it is, depending on if we actually finish it on stream. But I'm always a completionist, so I will force it if need be. But yeah, I am so hyped for this game, and not in a way like where it can disappoint me. I'm hyped in the sense that it looks nuts, and I need to see what is nuts about it. If it sucks, it sucks. It's like a bad movie. I do a bad movie podcast. They call it a movie. Podcasts everywhere. So things that look crazy and bad get me just as excited as good things. Because there's always a chance that they'll be just as entertaining, despite not being as well written. So Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Because I'm a man of, if you put a colon and a subhead to your game, there's a different word than subhead. I'm using journalism stuff, but you guys know what I mean. I can't wait. And that guy that kind of does the snake thing, he literally does the bandana tie that Snake does. Not that I think there's other ways you can tie a bandana, but it's very much like Kojima Productions just took its animation that they used for Snake tying his bandana for this guy. But he's not American. I think he's some kind of European. Again, Death Stranding, nothing is what it's supposed to be in terms of continents as we know them. So, anyway, moving on. Respawn has quietly canceled a multiplayer first-person shooter game. Nothing more to this. I just basically pulled it because it's another idea of like a known quantity in Respawn canceling some type of game and then laying off people in the process. I don't know if this has any connection to EA's layoffs and stuff like that, or if the mandate to not do this multiplayer FPS was an EA mandate. But yeah, I just pulled it because, I was interested to see what a multiplayer first-person shooter from Respawn would look like. In the sense that, we have Apex Legends, we have Titanfall 2 had one. What would Respawn's what would it look like? What lessons have they learned from Apex and Titanfall 2 to do something outside of that world? That's the one thing that I was not upset, but kind of like, oh man, that would have been interesting to see like where they could take it from here. We played Apex for a while. I did enjoy that game. I wasn't that great at it. Thankfully, I had Jen and Tom on my team. And very little times can I say that I possibly lost us a match, but we had people pinned inside a house, and I threw a grenade and missed the opening. And then those guys killed us soon after, or else we would have had them because they wouldn't have even seen my grenade come in the door because they were all running towards the door. It would have blew up before the indicator told them. But anyway, that's the thing. Like, it sucks people getting laid off. But I am always of the keen thing that I want to see studios and bands, for that matter, and music and directors in Hollywood. I want to see the movie after sort of they have their big breakout. Like, Apex comes out. Okay, what's your next multiplayer? What's your next thing? What's your next original IP? Some studios just can't do it. Some can. It's, Naughty Dog, Uncharted, The Last of Us. That's why I have faith that Intergalactic's going to be real good. Because they've done it before. Remedy, through their Remedyverse games. All technically sort of type of the same game, but different, different types of those games. So, yeah, just a shame. It would have been nice to see Respawn maybe do something a little bit new here. It was in the early stages, so probably didn't get that far, but just pour one out for a possible pretty cool multiplayer first-person shooter that will not come out. And this is a story I pulled because I don't know if we actually talked about it at any point. Let me scroll up here for you guys. The AMD 9070 XT, the RX 9070, launched last week, or I guess it would have been Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. And I don't know if we talked about it that date was coming out or not. Again, I'm not much of a of knowing what the specs and all that mean. I'm leaving it on the screen so people for video can read. And Tom, fuck scalpers, by the way. So Tom and all can see. But it was only $599 and $549, I guess, for the non-XT. I don't know exactly what the $50 difference is there, but so if you missed out on one, you're probably not going to get one for around that price anytime soon. But yeah, this did release. Haven't heard any of the complaints like I heard with a lot of the 5000 series cards. There's no joke about it setting your computer on fire, which I think I've seen some for the NVIDIA cards. So be on the lookout. Maybe you can snag one. Maybe it comes in stock at $5.99. You can grab one. But for now, it looks like you are SOL if you have not gotten one in a while. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else really to add there. I switched over to AMD. So maybe I'll be picking one of these up in 2 years. Who knows? Who's to say? Who's to say? Next up, the most obvious story of the day. If these tariffs go through, they may have already been canceled by now because God knows with that man in the White House. Just pointed out that with the tariffs, if they stay in place and all that, all your computer goods will most likely go up in price even more than they already do, because a China tariff is a good bit of video game consoles, smartphones, GPUs, laptops are all manufactured over there. Most of your hard disk video games are produced in Mexico. So if those tariffs stay and go through on those two countries, you're going to pay more for it. But God knows at this point, because it very much seems like countries being run by a man that bankrupted 6 casinos or 3 casinos or whatever it was, or 6 businesses. So who knows? But just letting you know, be prepared for some of these games to go up in price. So just that was a quick FYI that I wanted to pull there. So next up, a little thing about Balatro. a lot more of Local Thunk coming out and just talking about his development timeline. Yeah, that he had never played any roguelike games before. You know, he only played really one. And he just basically laid out a bunch of the things. So I'll just read off a couple of the versions here. He had a version where the only way to upgrade anything is to upgrade the cards in your deck in sort of a pseudo shop. And those cards can be upgraded multiple times. Think like something like Super Auto Pets. Pets have different XP levels when combined. Same idea. A separate currency for rerolls outside of the, what is already in the game. A golden seal to be added to playing cards when you skip all blinds. That returns the card to the hand after it's been played. He just here talks about all the jokers and how he went through this. It's a pretty interesting story if you guys want to read it. I am so obsessed with Blatcher, as I said at the beginning. I'm trying to get through and at least finish one deck with all the chips, all the difficulties. I have 2 more chips to get with the checkered deck. So, yeah. This story is very interesting to me. It's a lot better read than me just recapping it to you. Basically Local Thunk is like a programming joke that I really didn't understand. But still, it's a lot of stories like this are very interesting. For a game like that came out and took the world by storm. I highly recommend checking it out. And finally, your Xbox Game Pass games for March. I think I may have already gone through this, but just to let you know, here's Wave 1 for March. Balatro, you can get that now on Game Pass. If you don't have it, get it. Play it. My game of the year. Do it now. It's addicting. It's fun. Monster Train, another game I've heard a lot about. That's Ultimate PC Game Pass Standard. Galacticare is now a Game Pass Standard. I'm guessing it was with the other 2 before. One Lonely Outpost is only Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Enter the Gungeon is now out on everything. Tomorrow it'll be out on everything. Ultimate PC Game Pass and Standard. Or I should say Tuesday. I keep thinking today's the 10th. And then Mullet Mad Jack. It would be Ultimate PC Game Pass. And 33 Immortals, which is that multiplayer game with up to 33 people. That's coming out March 18th, and that'll be Game Pass Ultimate PC Game Pass. Remember, Game Pass games are always 20% off if you want to buy it and keep it, because here are all the games that are leaving Game Pass on March 15th, so the end of this week. Evil West, Yakuza 5 Remastered, Yakuza 6 The Song of Life. I'm thinking they're coming out with some kind of collection from the sheer fact that they're pulling all the Yakuzas from services. So I'd be on the lookout for that. Solar Ash, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, Lies of P. So unfortunately, I will not be able to see how terrible I am at that game. And No More Heroes 3. So if you do have PC Game Pass, there's things coming, there's things leaving. So be sure to get in the next 3 to 4 days and see if you can beat Lies of P in 4 days. Go ahead, do it. You won't. So that'll do it for the podcast. Thank you all for joining me. Just a big recap. Tonight we will have the Adventure Island, and then we will go to Thursday. Tom will be playing Final Fantasy 6 or something else. I don't know if he's not ready for 6. He'll do that. Friday will be some more Avowed. Saturday, Sunday will have Avowed. Saturday will have Trails in the Sky. And then Sunday we'll be back for the news hour. But remember, exclusively to the YouTube, which is why you should subscribe and hit the bell for our YouTube channel. We're going to start doing some exclusive videos, a lot of our reacts videos over there for trailers and things. I might start doing that to just be exclusive YouTube content. Reacts to press conferences will still be here on the Twitch, and will pop up on, I might put them on the audio feeds as well with the podcast. But for single off trailers that I just need to talk about for 10, 12 minutes, I'm going to make exclusive videos. They're just for the YouTube, so make sure you are subscribed and notified for when those things go live. So once again, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye!